Hi second years, this is the first tutorial for 2023. I'm using Solidworks 2017, yours will be different, but what I'm about to show you shouldn't change anything. So this is an important tutorial, it's not exciting, but it is important. Okay, so we're going to show you how to set up your program to accept the templates and sheet formats which I'm going to send you, right? So I will have sent you these 6 files. They'll look like this. The reason they've got 2017 in brackets is just to mark that they're actually created within 2017 environment, not 2023. So what we'll do is, before opening any file here, we'll go to this options button, which is a gear-shaped thing, and you'll see System Options tab. There's only one tab in this environment, and go down to file locations, and when you click on it, you'll see that there is a drop down button at the top, which will give you all the templates that you can alter if you need to. We're only going to actually not alter the templates, but alter the file locations. So we're just going to change the file location for this folder here. Yours should be similar to mine, but just yours will have 2022 or 2021 in the Solidworks 2017 slot. I want you to delete this one and then to add a new one. But before we add that one, I'm going to go back to this folder. Let's just move that up, because I know that you can only see 2/3 of the screen at the moment, because just to make it large, and you'll see that I've created a folder structure which goes fill the UJ 2023 templates and settings. So you must create your own folder. You can call it templates and settings or templates, whatever you want, and drop it into a path that makes sense for you. Here's a trick. I'm going to click in this dialog box at the top, and you'll notice that the address turns blue, which means it can be altered, which means also it can be copied. So I'm going to say Control-C and then minimize this dialog box, go back to SolidWorks, and I'm going to click on the Add button, because we are now File Locations, Add, and I can do the same trick in reverse. I can click in the dialog box at the top, and I can say Control-V, Paste, right? So I'm supplanting one path with another, and as long as I click the Go To button on the right and then say Select Folder, that folder path will appear in this path. You can have more than one folder path. I'm going to say to you, please just have one at the moment. I'm going to click OK now, but the screen is going to go black because OBS Studio does not record elevation requests. I'm going to have to say yes to 2 elevation requests. You do the same. Just click on the yes button. So yes, I'm clicking on a button. Yes, I'm clicking on a button. And yes. So that's 3 yeses. Right, so now I'm going to set up 2 template folders. The reason I need to set them up is because we've changed the path, and I need to now tell SolidWorks where to go find the standards file. So I'll get to what the standard file is a bit later, but go to File and say New, and now you should have probably just 3 files in here. There are 3 templates, 3 documents, in fact, is what SolidWorks calls them. So we're going to open a part document. Either one, if they're more than one, doesn't make any difference at this point. And I'm going to go back to the Options button. And so now you should see a second tab in your Options button, one called Document Properties, which tells you that there is a set of standards, for instance, associated with this document, right? So yours will say ISO or ANSI, whatever standard it is that you chose. I want you to load my set of standards, the one I sent you. So we're going to click on this Load from External File, and if this dialog box doesn't show the path that you have your folders in, then just go back. Well, you don't need to go back. You can, in fact, just click in here. And because that folder path is already loaded in the clipboard, you should be able to say Control V again. There we go. And click on the Go To button and say, before you say open, you need to select the actual standard. So this one called the ISO-UJ 2023. Say open. And you'll see it's loaded it into the document properties dialog box. I don't know what this is called, which means that all your dimensions are now set up according to a set of standards that I would like you to follow. So we say OK to that. Now we're not yet complete. We need to actually save this as a template. So I'm going to go to File, Save As. Remember, because the template did exist already, now I need to save it again. So just make sure that your path is the one which goes to the folder that you set up, and then go to the Save As Type drop-down button at the bottom and select Part Templates, PRT.dot. Okay, and there you'll see you can overwrite the existing one. Don't do this one if there is in there. Just overwrite the existing one. Say yes. Right, and so now it's actually saved a template. So just to make sure that it's doing the right thing, we can check up on it to see if it's loaded the right drafting standard. It has. There are other things you can do. I won't show them to you now, but I'll just briefly say that you can customize everything. So for instance, we can go to mouse gestures and we can put in the 8 gestures. I'll show you how to do that later. Once you've done that, you can then save this as a part template, but you can also save your settings, which is something that we'll show you a bit later. So yes, I want to cancel. So that's just to show you that the template itself can be set up with your own settings. I think I must just make sure about that. Let's do this again. Let's do this for the assembly environment. So I'm going to open assembly. Right, so I'm going to follow the same steps, but because an assembly needs parts in it, Solidworks wants you to put a part into it. Just click on the cancel button for now, because we just want to set up a template file. So open the options button, go to the document properties, and this will most likely say ISO. We're going to load from external file again. Once again, I'm going to do the Control V trick. Go to this new path. There is that same set of standards. I want you to click on it. Let's make sure you can see that and say OK. All right, so now we have another template, which is an assembly template, and we just need to save it. Well, it's not a template yet, but we need to save it as a template. So save as. Make sure the path at the top is the correct one. Yes, it is. And then go to the Save As Type button and select the ASM.dot, assembly template file extension, and then overwrite the existing template file. Say yes, and that's it. You've done the 2 main templates. We'll move on to the next set of templates, which are a little bit more complicated after this short break.